sister changes herself for every dude she dates. She doesn't think it's healthy, and she thinks it's time to call her out. Before I get to the email, happy birthday, Cassie!
Thank you.
Oh, happy birthday!
Yes. Cassie's birthday, Cassie's birthday, Cassie's birthday, yay!
Hey,
Cassie's birthday,
hey.
Cassie's birthday, Cassie's birthday, yay! I didn't know it was your birthday.
Thank you. Yes, it is my birthday today, the day of my birth.
Yeah. So thank you. How you feel?
Good. I feel good. Chris and I had some drinks with some friends last night, so I'm a little slow this morning, but otherwise it's been really good.
It's so sad what 2 drinks do to us now.
Oh my God, I was up half the night. I was like, great, this is what my birthday is. Congratulations. If you have more than 2 glasses of wine, you're not going to be able to sleep at night.
Yep.
Well, I just wanted to make sure we did a public birthday announcement.
Thank
so everybody
you.
hit up Cassie on her social media and give her some birthday love today.
Thanks, girl.
All right, so the email reads, and by the way, if you ever have any drama, you need advice, you can go to thebertshow.com, shoot us an email. We'll throw it out there to our Bert Show listeners and try to help you out as best we can. This one starts, hope you are well, Bert Show. Abby, are you well?
You know, I'm doing pretty well. Yeah, I think.
Mo, you well?
I'm well.
Birthday girl, you well?
Awesome.
Okay. And I'm doing pretty good too, minus those 2 glasses of wine last night. She goes on to say, I need some assistance with how to address a concern I have with my sister. Since she's my sister, I don't feel like I'm out of place by bringing this up to her. It's a genuine concern and an area of her personality I think she's blind to. I was watching the Supermodel documentary recently, and Cindy Crawford was doing an interview about her first marriage to Richard Gere. She was 25 when they got married, and looking back now, she realizes she conformed to all his likes and interests. That's exactly what my sister is doing with all the guys she's dating. She's 22, and the last few relationships she's had, she has completely transformed herself for the guy. For instance, the last guy she dated was into motorcycles and tattoos. This girl, who was terrified of motorcycles and had 0 tattoos, is all of a sudden contemplating buying a motorcycle and getting a tattoo. Thankfully, they broke up before any of that happened. Then there was a guy before that who was vegan, and she completely changed her diet and became a vegan for him. The guy before that was an avid fisher. The girl who hated boats, got seasick constantly, and wouldn't dare bait a hook, is now out on boats every weekend and even bought her own reel. My sister is an awesome person with a lot to offer a man. I don't understand why she feels the need to change herself for every guy she dates in order to make herself feel more appealing. I don't know how to tell her this without hurting her feelings. Can you please help me with the words to use? Her self-esteem must already be low if she's so willing to constantly conform to these men. The last thing I want to do is make her feel less than.
Ooh.
So if you've ever had to have this conversation, 1-855-BERT-SHOW, 855-237-8746. Please give us a shout. All right, so Mo, if you're trying to say this to a sibling, I know there's not going to be any easy way to do it, but can you try to give her some guidance on what words you would use?
It's always tough when you want to kind of talk to one of your siblings about something that they're going to take personally. But if you do genuinely feel like it's something that would help them, I think it's all in the approach. I don't think there's any way to do it to where you're not going to hurt her feelings a little bit. But I do think, for me personally, I would try to sit her down and come from a place of love. I probably would start off with some sense of positivity about how I'm genuinely saying this because I feel like it would benefit your future and just add more quality to your life. And then I would just try to choose my words carefully in telling her that I feel like you kind of go away from yourself and what you really want and what actually satisfies you when you date other people. And with that being said, I think you should try to find more of a balance in your dating life so that you can also be happy when you choose to give your time to other people.
How would this conversation go with your brother?
Well, this is what we like to call a canon event. And as somebody who's been the girl in this situation where you're changing your interests and changing your lifestyle in the interest of getting a guy, I honestly think that this is a lesson that you've got to learn yourself. And I think it's honestly more effective that way because I look back on the years where I went through a marathon phase because I was into a guy who used to like to run marathons. I hate running. Cardio, don't put me down for it. I look back on that and I'm like, wow, I can't believe that I went to such, not extreme measures, but I went out of my way in an attempt to be more attractive to somebody who was not even giving me the time of day. And I feel like it's empowered me to to not focus on myself in like a selfish way, but realize that I'm worth somebody wanting to put that kind of effort towards me too. So honestly, I think you should just let her figure it out on her own.
So you wouldn't say anything at all?
I would say, I mean, maybe I would bring it up being like, hey, like you get seasick. Why are you all into boats all of a sudden? And I would maybe be casual about it.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't come from a place of trying to make her change, because I really do think she's just going to have to learn this the hard way.
Yeah, I'm sitting here putting myself in her position and like how I would have this conversation with my brother. And I do think it's different. Like if it's a brother having a conversation with a brother versus a sister having a conversation with a sister, or
sure.
a sister and a brother, there's just different dynamics there. And as I was playing it out in my head, it was like, this is starting to sound like an intervention. And I don't want it to sound like an intervention, but it would be like one of those, just the two of us having a glass of wine and being like, hey, have you noticed a pattern in your past relationships? And see if they can recognize it. And then if not, be like, when you dated this person, you did this. And when you dated this person, you did this. And I just, like, what makes you happy? Like, I feel like you're wanting to
fit into their world rather than being two people that come together.
Exactly. So I feel like if there is a way to approach it that way, but you don't want to sound preachy. You don't want it to make, you don't want them to feel attacked. You don't want it to sound like an intervention. So I totally get why you're having a hard time, trying to figure out the words to use. Hey, Marcia, thanks for joining the Bert Show and joining the conversation. Do you have any advice?
Yeah, I would, again, and I'm sorry I didn't hear what the caller said before. It sounds like maybe similar, but I would definitely approach it from a loving, standpoint, and that, maybe she took some risk and tried things she wouldn't normally get to, and that's great, but that hopefully she feels secure enough in the things that she likes that she could also share them with her future partner, and be confident in her likes and dislikes. It's great to try new things. I mean, to say she didn't like boating, but then she was out fishing, maybe she just didn't try it and went out and did like it. So if she took the opportunities to try things that she wouldn't normally be able to, I think that's great. But you just want her to know that it's okay to like stuff that she enjoys and shares them with her future partner that well, not just one-sided.
No, it's a great way to enter the conversation as far as like commending her for like putting herself out there and opening herself to these new experiences. Hey, Kelsey, welcome to the Bert Show. Thanks for joining the convo. Have any advice for our listener?
I was just going to say there was an entire movie about this concept called Runaway Bride. Maybe tell her to watch it and see if it resonates.
Just to have a movie night? That's the one with Richard Gere and Julia Roberts, right?
Yes.
Oh, how fitting.
Yeah, I don't remember the premise, though.
That was the whole concept. She conformed to every single guy, and he told her she needed to find herself and figure out what she liked.
Gotcha. All right, so there you go. It'll just be movie night for the two of you, and you can figure it out that way.
The Bert Show.